Hi, welcome to the first of our AP Math videos. The purpose of these videos is to supplement the conceptual videos, and what makes AP is the math essentially. So we're going to use these videos to teach you the math skills that you need to do the worksheets. Let's start off with conversions. This is important. You're going to be doing conversions all year long. And there's a few different things I want to remind you of that you may or may not have forgotten from chemistry. So let's start off with something simple. Let's start off with something like, say, 15 kilometers. And we would like to have that in meters. In physics, all distances should be in meters. There are a few exceptions, but for the most part, we need everything in meters. And so this is a very typical type of conversion that you'll make. And the easy way to do it, my favorite way to do it, is the method that I learned all the way back in high school from my chemistry teacher. And since we're making one conversion from kilometers to meters, what we want to do is we want to put the thing we're getting rid of down here on the bottom so they can cancel, and the thing we want up on top. The way to use this chart over here, if you do this the same way every time, you'll be a happy camper. It really comes down to if you take the thing that has the prefix that you're trying to get rid of and put a 1 next to it, and then take whatever you see over here and replace it in this upper section here, it'll always work out for you. So if you look, kilo, K, 10 to the 3. So I'm going to put a 10 to the 3 here. And then if I multiply that out in my calculator, I get 15,000 meters. Okay, so the thing with the prefix gets the 1, and then the blank spot is whatever this chart has for you. You may get to a point where you can do those in your head. One of the other kind of conversions that we do are ones that have multiple units in them. So for instance, it's very typical for speeds. So let's say, for instance, I had something like 60 kilometers per hour, which is the standard unit for speed in places like Canada and places where they use the metric system. But I want it in a unit that will work for me in physics, which would be meters for the distance and seconds for the time instead of hours. And so since I'm converting two things, I'm going to make two of these little brackets. Kilometers, want to get rid of that, so it's going to go on the bottom. Hours, I want to get rid of that, so it's going to go up on top. They always go in the opposite place to where they're at so they can algebraically cancel. I'm looking to convert kilometers to meters, and I'm looking to convert hours to seconds. And in this case, I have conversion factors for both of those things. In our previous example for kilometers, 1 kilometer is, if we look up here, 10 to the 3 meters. My conversion, I know 1 hour is 60 minutes, and 60 minutes each have 60 seconds. 60 times 60 is 3,600. You're going to have this particular one memorized really quickly because you're going to use it all the time, hours to seconds. So now what it looks like, I've got 10 to the 3 on top, 3,600 on the bottom. That means I'm going to multiply this number by 10 to the 3 and divide it by 3,600. And if I do that, I get 16.7 meters per second. Voila. Now the last conversion I want to look at is what happens when you're doing conversions and you're dealing with units of area and volume where you have squares and cubes involved. So for instance, let's say I had a room that I knew had a floor area of 500 square feet. The first thing I need is a conversion from feet to meters. So feet goes on the bottom and meters on top. Now I just happen to know, because I teach physics and I have to do this all the time, that 1 meter is 3.28 feet. Now here's where we take care of this square. What we have to do is square our factors. That's it. So instead of dividing by 3.28, I'm actually dividing by 3.28 squared. And calculator says 46.5 square meters. All right, that should cover it.